We're here with Matt Moran at the Aria. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
I know you've got a lot on your plate at the moment.
That's all right, pleasure.
So tell me, what is on the cards for you at the moment?
Oh, well, apart from Aria, which, is always very busy, I'm just shooting another series at the moment, The Chopping Block. So, we're doing a little bit more regional stuff this time.
Fantastic.
And we're going to Melbourne, I think, in about 2 weeks. So we're about halfway through it now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So do you have much time to be here at the Aria?
Well, I try to. Last night, for instance, I shot all day in Toronto, which is north of Sydney. And, I left at about 7 o'clock and I was back here by, 8:30.
Busy
So then worked last night and here again this morning, then I'll go back up there this afternoon and I'll probably only be there for a couple of hours today and then I'll come back and do service again.
Now, you opened the Aria in 1999?
Yeah, Aria's been here since, I think we opened about 3 or 4 days before Christmas.
Wow.
It was the big push to be open for the millennium.
Yep.
For the New Year's Eve 2000.
You have one of the best spots in Sydney,
It's
I
not
think,
bad,
for
is
that.
it?
No.
It's not bad. You know what? We tend to forget that, where we are in the kitchen, because, the kitchen obviously doesn't have windows, and that's where we are. It's quite funny. Many, many years ago, I had a young boy that had worked for me. He's actually here for a couple of years, but about 8 or 9 months into him working here, he said to me, Chef, in between lunch and dinner, he said, Chef, do you mind if I go out into the main dining room and have a look? And I'm like, why? And he goes, well, I've actually never been in there.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, because, we sort of come in from underground and we're in the kitchen and we do it and then we leave again.
Super,
and obviously chefs, there's 30 chefs at Aria, so we're not, allowed to sort of wander around, or I don't let them wander around. And I was like, God, of course you bloody can, you little bastard.
Exactly, go and gawk at the bridge or
go and
something.
have a look,
Now, Matt, what wonderful room are we in here?
This is what we call KT, as in short for KT, kitchen table. And I reckon, look, fair enough, we all know Aria's got a fantastic view,
yep.
But, how can you beat this view of looking into the kitchen?
Keep an eye on the chefs.
Absolutely. Well, the great thing is that it showcases what we do and everyone can actually see, what they're doing and why it takes so many people actually to prepare their food.
Now, it's soundproof, so if there's something nasty going on in here, they can't hear it.
Unless you really yell, they can't hear you out there, but the great thing is about it, we can actually hear them. So when a chef flies off the handle and, throws a pot at someone, you can see it, yeah.
Front row seats.
Absolutely.
Now, do chefs ever get distracted by what's going on in here?
Look, they don't. Once it gets busy, they, they're concentrating so much on what they're doing, they're completely oblivious. Oh, there was one night we had a hen's night here and there was a bit of boob flashing. But apart from that, it's, they actually don't, they're just completely oblivious to what's going on in here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about the menu and the whole experience here at Aria.
Yeah, well, look, it's, Aria was, the way that it was designed, Alex Zarnes, sort of Australia's probably most famous architect, he, when he first walked in the space, he sort of thought that it was, he wants it to resemble a classic old Mercedes that would never age. So that's why there's lots of leather on the ceiling and, very warm colours and lots of acoustic treatment. All the leather and everything all around has all been pinned, so it actually soaks in the air. So it's the sort of place you can come and you can sit at a table of 6 and you can quite easily talk across the table. I think that Sydney diners and diners these days in the world, they're so much more educated when it comes to food. So, I think what we've got, we don't proclaim to have the best food, but we have good food, we have good service, we have good wireless, great ambience, and we have a great position.
Whole package.
Which is what people want these days, yeah.
What influences do you have on the menu?
Look, the menu is look, we call it modern Australian. People ask straight away what that is. Look, my main training is, I was sort of more French trained, and then did a little bit of sort of Italian Mediterranean. So it sort of draws from those two predominantly, but we do a little bit of sort of Asian, but not to the extent as we would make a curry, but we might have a little bit of a hint of something like that. But it's really back to that sort of basic cooking techniques of the French and the Italians.
Great. And you have a lot of A-listers coming through here enjoying your cuisine
Yeah,
too,
we
don't
do.
you?
We do.
Who have you had?
Oh God, you name it. You know, Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, Kidman, Urban, Michael Caine, Travolta. You can pretty much name them. Yeah,
They've all been here.
Yeah, look, we're very blessed with that. You know, Mel Gibson. You know, we didn't even know Mel Gibson was here until he virtually paid the bill.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he sort of got mistaken, and you know, but he had a nice table. But it's look, you know, we're not a restaurant that we sort of bring up media the minute they walk in. You know, we keep very quiet about it because, you know, they like to
Prove what they want.
Yeah, they want to be discreet and they just want good food, you know, and you know, then they come back again too, you know.
I feel so very lucky to be in Matt Moran's kitchen. Thank you for letting me in here. I'll try and stay out of your way as much as I can.
No, get in the way, make it happen.
If you teach me something, what are you going to... Actually, what can you teach me?
Aria is renowned for its pork belly. You know, it's a dish that we always have on. We actually do change the garnish, but the actual pork belly itself, which is here, what we actually do is it's been confit in olive oil for about 12 hours. So what we do is we salt it first, cure it, and then we confit it in olive oil, and then we press it down for about another 24 hours, and then we cut it into bricks. So in that skin, it has all this salt and oil, and it makes it go really, really crispy. So you can just see how beautiful and gelatinous that is.
It's gorgeous.
Now, it's not something you'd want to eat every day, because if you did, you'd be the size of a house.
Wouldn't fit in this kitchen.
You wouldn't fit in the kitchen. And the great thing that always goes with apple is with pork is apple. So it's a little bit of apple puree, and what we do is put a little bit of elderflower. Now, elderflower is actually edible, and I've got this guy actually specially growing this for me because previously you weren't able to get it in Sydney. So what we're going to do is going to put it down the side of the plate like that. I've got a little pastry scraper, and we're just going to get a nice little design. Now I've got some celeriac remoulade, which celeriac is just a root vegetable. Some beautiful caramelised apple, a bit of garnish, and what I've got here is a little bit of blood sausage. It's actually made from pig's blood. Clotted pig's blood it is, and what we do is we cook it out, we put a little bit of oatmeal in there, and it's got some sweetbread and some other flavouring, and we just pane it and we just quickly fry it. So it's actually another little bit of texture on it. Beautiful. And then we have our little pork belly dish. Somalia, you have to try it.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to this.
I know it's a little bit early in the morning, but...
It's never too early for this, Matt.
Not for pork belly anyway.
Now, do you try as you go as well?
Absolutely.
You know, you're not the size of the house yet.
It's so important that you know, you actually taste your own food all the time, you know. If you don't, that's what we call lazy chefs. So any sauces or anything like that, you should always be tasting. And look,
good justification.
Yeah, you know, it's a good excuse to go to the gym every afternoon.
Exactly.
How was it?
I'm surprised you got the time. It is beautiful.
Yeah, good.
I think I might actually just take
the whole lot.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Now, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are very interested to know where Matt Moran actually dines in his spare time when he's not eating at his own restaurant.
Look,
so where do you go?
Look, I'm a creature of habit. You know, I live on the eastern beaches, and you know, I love to eat locally. There's some great cafes in Bronte, Swell. I love Speedo's in North Bondi Cafe, which is fantastic, and I've got little ones, so you know, I tend to go there quite a bit. North Italian Bondi. You know, I think it's fantastic, just, you know, because it's casual. My 3-year-old still likes to throw food around, so, and it's a concrete floor.
Yep. Perfect.
You know, is there a better place to have a Sunday lunch than, you know, Icebergs, or I had lunch at the pier on Sunday, which was fantastic. You know, but I like all the big restaurants. You know, I like, you know, Guillaume's over at the Opera House, even though he's one of my biggest competitors, also one of my best mates. Yeah. You know, Key over across the road here. So, you know, Neil's, you know, I love Neil Perry's food too. So it really varies what mood I'm in, you know.
Do you go in and inspect the kitchen before you sit down and eat there?
I don't think they would let me, actually. No, look, Sydney chefs, we're all pretty friendly, you know, we're all pretty, you know, we get on, and there's a mutual respect, I think, amongst all of us. And, you know, look, I go out for dinner these days, not to, you know, unless I'm working and, you know, I'm doing the show, you know, I like to eat out for all the right reasons, you know, for company and enjoy myself and eat good food, you know. I go on to those days where I critique everything, you know, that's on the plate, you know. I want to go out because it's just so great to go out. Yeah.
That's great. All right, well, I'll let you get back to doing everything else you've got to do today.
Fantastic.
Thank you for taking the time to chat to us.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers.